attack. And Luke, you were gonna roll your
I was gonna get a crit. Yeah.
You're gonna get a crit. Yeah, you're gonna. I believe the term is "fuck this dude up."
They did the requisite talking
debate.
shit.
Yeah, I am.
Roll crit.
Heck yeah.
Yep. Took it.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that's 7 successes, Ash. Like, does he cry? Like, what does this look like?
Does he run out of me?
No, he gets really angry, right? Like he.
Excellent. We
Integravertus,
can have a fist fight now.
Well, Integravertus, the like master of like cool debate, right? Like he
he gets emotional.
He always frames his like he gets really like fiery and it's like, oh, you're an idiot, blah blah blah. But he always frames it as if he's like being cool and rational.
Like he's speaking for the people.
Yeah.
Like he's like I am the voice of reason, the voice that everybody agrees with, rather than this is how I feel personally.
Yeah. Whereas, like I think you get him like fired up, and he's like, oh, what would a fool like you know anyway? He's like, oh, have you got a lot of medical knowledge stored in your tiny head? And like he's going into like ad hominem nonsense and all of these sorts of things, and like just making a fool of himself as he's like trying to rebut you, but like all he can do is make like emotional like nonsense arguments.
Yeah, emotional insults.
Yeah, flounder. I will use my one bit of Greek that I know, because if I remember, Integravertus is Latin for Socrates.
Yep.
Hoi grapsomenoi Socratein. That's the only Greek I know, and it means those who accuse Socrates. So that is what Shadi laughs out at this horrible.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't think Carrick's is done.
Oh shit.
But here's the thing. It's not about Integraverse anymore because he doesn't matter. So like the next bit of it is about Integraverse, but it's not addressed to him because he's like disqualified himself from this conversation. And so Carrick's just addresses the room instead.
Okay.
And it's just like, my friends, let us not judge this esteemed man too harshly for his anger, for is it not known that many of the flowering plants that he is so concerned about have great curative properties important to maintaining the stability of the body politic of this great nation? Clearly, he could do with some infusion of ginger to temper the emotional water in him with its fire. Clearly, he could do with some juice of garlic to cleanse him of these foolish biases. It's not his fault.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, are you rolling for that?
Like, I don't just want to destabilize his reputation. I want to fucking destroy him. Like,
I mean, yeah.
We have established pretty clearly in setting that this man is like responsible for like ruining the lives of like a vast number of like non-citizens, and like
he's the worst. Yeah,
Carrick has like less than zero sympathy for him, to be perfect.
So yeah, I think what happens is that is that Shadi like laughs this thing out, and like everyone else like joins in laughing at him being ridiculous, and then Carrick's like is like.
And Carrick's like, no,
don't laugh at him.
Let's not laugh at the poor man.
Yeah,
and just like is the most condescending like jerk.
Yep. Do you want to roll for that?
Yeah, I do.
It's 4 again, but like
cool.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Yep. I'm gonna roll 2 fire. I'm gonna it worked last time. I'm gonna roll 2 fire and 1 self.
You didn't lose a single die last time, did you?
I did not lose a single die last time.
Holy heck!
Because I'm good at role playing games.
All Carrick's all the time.
And in fact,
so I have a question, Ash.
Sorry.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So the first roll was an attack on Integravertus, who is a pillar.
Yeah.
But this roll is... So this is where the game enters that mode where somebody from one or more marginalized groups is now challenging the status quo. Like you're destroying Introvertus, but you're also challenging the status quo. You're also saying like, oh well, the things that you think are true are not true.
Yeah,
and this is where like it's the ugly face of the collective bias. Like they don't all want to look like they might be okay with throwing Introvertus under the bus, but they don't want it like themselves to.
They don't want to throw themselves under. Yeah,
but this is the thing. I don't feel like this is about anything more than Introvertus.
Okay.
This is just about like I'm trying to not just like I don't want him to be Introvertus the challenged philosopher, the challenged greatest philosopher. I want him to be Introvertus the fool.
Okay, so you are.
I want to demolish him.
I mean, the thing that you can do here is make him no longer be counted as an NPC, right? Like NPC in this game
right? Like,
specifically means important person, right?
Yeah, he's not important. I'm dismissing him.
You can remove him as a threat forever. Rather than just,
I am striking at his importance. Yeah. That is what I'm doing here. You know what? And I'm gonna bend water again because I think at the end of this speech, Carrick's like has taken like a cloth out of their like medicine pouch and like and is like going over to like medically tend to this poor man who is like clearly his humors are out of balance and he is in need. Right? Like I'm gonna like
wipe his brow.
Wipe his brow clean of this fevered sweat and like make a big play of that. And like here's the thing. He can't physically stop me because he's a tiny weedy little nerd man and I'm fucking huge.
Yep.
And so like if he does try to bat me off, it's like a child pawing at like a doctor and I'm just like hush hush, no, it's okay.
Yeah. So like for just to jump back to like what Sean was saying, there are a couple of things that can happen here. Is that like Luke can be destroying that person so that they're no longer an NPC, or Luke could say, for instance, if they were fictionally framing it slightly differently, they could be attacking the Citizens Forum or something like that. But it sounds like they're actually. Because the other thing is that like like I have a way to like bring something in, but I'm not going to do it at the moment based on the way that you're fictionally framing this.
Right. That makes sense. I'm wondering if the game has a way to mechanically reinforce people's dislike of change, disinclination of change, and dislike of being threatened, and you know their own self-image being threatened.
I feel like it's the fact, and like Ash, feel free to like yell at me if I'm wrong, but like the fact that we can't touch institutions until we've shaken the pillars that underlie them.
Right.
Like institutions are just too big to aim at directly because people are monolithic and they don't want to change.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is really a stepping stone to being able to that makes sense.
Yeah,
cool.
Exactly. Yeah, mechanically, what will happen is next time we play, if we did, an institution would come after the party because you've shaken something. But yeah, you need to shake the foundations before you can destroy the institution. That needs to happen a certain number of times.
There we go. That was the fiddly bit where I was like, but wait, we can't just say the Senate is gone, right? Like we can't just in this act like convince everybody that they've been terrible all along. Right?
No,
cool.
But yeah, they can have a shot at the Grand Forum, but I don't think that they're going to. I don't think they're going to take down the Grand Forum right now. This is destroying Introvertus would be helpful.
I'm just gonna make him not an NPC anymore. He's just a person now. And I'm gonna bend 2 water because I think
All right, cool.
I think it's worth it.
Going all out.
And then I think the armaments that I am taking advantage of are scalpels and medicines because I'm healing him.
Okay.
Of his brain sickness, and my reputation as a healer.
All right. Yep.
I think those are both. Hold on. The reputation of the healer that you just got in this scene, the one that you got.
Yeah. That's a scene armament.
Yeah. Because I don't actually have a reputation as a healer as a permanent aspect. I've got.
I would like to suggest or perhaps question the healing and the implements in that.
Yeah, I feel like the implements are the weak one there.
You want to show that you're just doing this out of like your own power and ability.
Actually,
like,
that's fair.
Just, like,
I am bending. I am bending rather than that's fair. Do I still get my fancy belt?
What's the description of it? Gift from community and a symbol of their trust. I don't think so. Not for
That's
this.
fair. All right, let's fucking do it.
But it is very fancy.
It is very fancy.
Very
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anya, I'm glad someone recognized that for me.
No one is questioning its fanciness.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Let's go 4.
You've done it already.
Yeah.
Hey, nice, excellent. Yeah, so Integra Redis is no longer considered his reputation is trashed. Yeah.
Nice.
And I think I think he
I mean, I'm
babbling
legit
to
bending
himself
him.
now.
Does he just give in to my ministrations?
Yeah, I think so. That's got to be what happens, right?
Because he's older, right? Is the impression I've gotten.
No,
He's
he's
older?
just he's not that old. He'd probably be he'd be pretty much middle age. Yeah.
He's not older, he's just a nerd.
Yeah, he's
just
not.
a
Okay,
nerd.
he's not overexerted himself. Okay,
Yeah,
that was what
I
I
feel
was
like
wondering.
this is a character who's perpetually in their 50s. But with robust health.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think
I'm not going to say that I'm
Carrick's-
picturing Richard Dawkins, but
Oh yeah, 100%. And so I think Carrick's just bundles him up and delivers him over to where this boy who he's healed is also sitting, and just deposits the beneficiaries of Carrick's healing medicine together, and then I think makes and I think then makes an attempt to fade back into the background of this, because I feel like Sean, I feel like this is maybe your moment.
It could be. I think there's a couple of different things that could happen. One is we could shift to Rise and seeing Rise and Jasmine. That I think that could make sense. The other thing is my moment is I can invoke it. My moment was predicated on somebody attacking attacking Dracon, but I feel like I have a good way to make that happen anyway. So yes, I could go, or we could see Rise.
And because I think the flow there does make sense, Sean, because as we discussed, what you're aiming at is that make non-citizens feel, and foreigners make foreigners feel shitty, and Carrick's is unapologetically and still obviously biracial through this entire scene.
Right.
Right? That's not a thing anyone can just fail to notice.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I feel like I've laid the floor for you a little.
All right. Keeters, are you okay if I okay. So this has obviously caused a bit of a hubbub. Is it reasonable to assume that the musicians that are playing music here are people that Dracon has brought with him to sort of play the music that he likes?
Yes, they're now playing a harp and panpipe cover of Thunderstruck.
Perfect. That's wonderful, because Thunderstruck is definitely a song of my people.
Yeah.
It is definitely the song that we have a traditional dance for.
A traditional folk song of your people.
A traditional folk song. And while I'm sure everyone else is dancing, I'm sure everyone else is dancing to Thunder, 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 Thunder in a contemporary manner.
Everyone else is doing a Zorba. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to ask that Dracon dance with me in, we've been sort of dancing the normal way, and I'm like, this is your party, Dracon. Or no, actually, I say, I say, this is a song I remember from my childhood. Dance with, Dracon, you're the only one in this, and I'm sure you're the only one in this entire place that knows the dance besides me. And I try to get Dracon to dance with me a very noticeably ethnic dance that is the dance of my heritage. And that I think he, again, has an affinity for and fetishizes, so I think it's reasonable that he would know it, even if it's not knowing it well.
Yeah, I think that's actually like invocable as an armament even for this tanned role. Like,
Yeah.
you're kind of tending to the like drama of this party.
Yeah,
right?
I'm stoking the fires. I really want... I want to be seen visibly as doing something that does not fit within the normal bounds of the Republic. And I want...
Like...
Sorry.
Or is this striking at people's perception of foreigners?
I mean, it sounds like at the moment she's tending to something in Dracon, and like,
yes,
that's what it feels.
I want him to be part. When I am invariably attacked for this, I want him to be part of it. I want to bring him in.
Yeah.
With
So
me
yeah,
to do
I think there's like it's probably only two actually for this one. Like I can think of like the like the cultural perception of the room, and the one for the default is about all I've got at the moment to make him not want to do the dance.
Right.
Dracon's fear of Logos?
No, Logos escorted
Logos
Rice out to meet Jasmine.
Yep. Cool.
All right, I got some water. Let's roll that water. Pretending.
I thought you meant you were going to get up and get a glass of water.
Yes.
Sean's gonna waterbend for us now, live on stream.
And I think my dress, my dress and the way in which it is revealing is a way in which I am lowering Dracon's inhibitions.
Yep, definitely.
That sound right?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
I have a scene armament of the grand entrance, but I don't think that applies here.
No, but you have the scene armament of like Dracon, because the questions that you asked before, the answers count as armaments. So you have the of like
Absolutely.
Dracon's fetishization is an armament here.
Oh yeah, I will use Dracon's. Fetishization? I'm spelling that wrong, I'm sure.
Dracon's Orientalism. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dracon's kink.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's roll. No, not self. Let's roll some water and pretending. All right, and there we go.
Nicely done. Good job. So yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's total 3 successes, and I lose 1 water.
Yep. So yeah, he will get fully into it. He'll probably start singing along, right? Like, but he can't pronounce a bunch of the words.
No. I mean, I was caught
terrible
in the middle of a railroad track. I looked around. I knew there was no turning back. I mean, that's hard.
It's he can't get the notes right. Like he tries does the thunderstruck. He can't do it.
I just can't right now because it's a weird traditional folk music cover too. There's some like strange vocal techniques.
I mean, there are
really
strange vocal techniques in AC/DC anyway. So
you know the ululating thing. He can't do that either.
So when he's singing the I'm his backup, right? Because when he's like singing the main verse, I'm chanting thunder behind it, right?
Yeah.
This is a very serious game, everyone.
This is a very serious game. We are all very serious about these really serious issues.
Yeah.
I mean, they're also kind of ridiculous, like Dracon. He's a ridiculous.
He's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Doesn't make him less dangerous.
But this is the really important part, because all I've done is made a move to try and get attacked. Like, I know I'm not. Like, all I've done is tried to set him up so that he is with me when invariably people start mocking us or doing whatever.
And like,
stuff.
yeah, I think the point is, like, at this point, like, Victus, who is there as someone else's like +1, I think. Yeah. So like, so these two men start talking amongst themselves loudly. That's not what they sound like.
Sorry, that was motorcycles going by. I couldn't hear it fast enough.
These two men, one of whom is wearing a like completely white suit, but with like a white suit with red like lining and trimming, and like his hair is all white. Actually, you know what? I think he is albino. So he has like dark glasses on, and he like peers over them and then mutters to to Victus, who we recognize, who is like there as part of his entourage. And there's something about like the thing going around the room is. That's the problem with soldiers. You see, you send them out, and they bring back all of these foreigners in and start diluting the bloodlines, and like they're basically being like talking about that like soldiers are problematic because they go native, and I think Pyrrhus probably.
I'm like in the crowd where this is being said.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Because I think you were with us until the dance. Like, you can't.
Well, Pyrrhus is the one that can hear what's actually being said, right? Because it's all like
I'm the character
muttering
perspective.
Yeah,
for this. Yeah.
So like, no one's starting anything. They're just like, or not at least directly to anyone's face, but they are like talking shit. So
why do people gotta talk shit? Don't they know that if they didn't start no shit, there wouldn't be no shit?
Yeah, and yet they continue the shit to start.
Is there like a particular instigator for all of this, or is this a general hubbub?
Oh yeah, it's Dr. Policy, the one in white.
Is Dr. Policy played by Tilda Swinton?
No, because Tilda Swinton is too slight. Dr. Policy has like a big square jaw, I imagine. Yeah.
John Goodman.
Yes. Yep, albino John Goodman.
Yep. It's very
Pyrrhus
important. Ash and I are going to write some casting emails after this. Like,
Pyrrhus will slowly work his way closer. Like he's taken notice, and he's just going to start edging over that way because he's angry enough that he wants an outlet for his anger. So yeah.
So yeah,
Just
there's
slowly,
this talk of
in
like
that invisible servant way.
There's talk of like hearts rolling over heads and creating like poor suffering half breeds, I think they would say, like, you know, all of this sort of thing. And like Dr. Policy says this thing of like there have been a lot of there's been a lot of that recently, and it's not and like, you know, talking about how people are like he's had people trying to deal with the situation, you know.
we help those poor unfortunates out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, Pyrrhus
Dot.
is directly familiar with that because he prevented someone from getting hosed by that policy.
Yeah, he has it directly intervened, and I think Shouty can't hear what they're saying, but Shouty knows what it looks like. She knows what people talking about her derisively looks like, and so she is going to start. I think if this falls within the sort of let it ride aspect of her tending to get Dracon and Eds, she's going to try and move Dracon in that direction so that he may overhear whatever Pyros and these people say.
Yeah, I think that's
so
totally
if it escalates. He knows it's about it. He knows he's being targeted.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
So
cool.
If that's okay, Andrew, I don't want to like steal thunder.
Oh no! Like, be more involved because Pyros just isn't quite ready to act. He's not going to like fuck this up for everyone by starting a fight.
Yeah, I think Luke wants to interject. Or Karis.
Yeah, no, but like not like it's. I'm trying not to interrupt because it's just like a minor thing. I feel like the fact that we're basically talking about like forced eugenics from the Mothers of Mercy is worth flipping a token over.
Oh yeah,
because it's real awful and gross.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's also exactly the kind of thing. It's like there's a clock that is slowly filling of just like Pyros losing his shit, and this is yet another thing that would just like set him up.
Andrew, mark one tick on that long-term project clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and like, I similarly,
Dr. Policy totally makes a thing about like the weakness of the wills of the soldiers and their like the fact that they're dirty for their fetish for like foreign women.
He probably starts telling like a gross anecdote about the like the woman of color wife of some soldier who came home and like the story of like the latest person that they've helped in this way, right?
This is the bit where the camera first notices that Pyros has a sword on him.
Yes.
This is
like
the flash of the
white knuckled grip.
Right.
Yeah.
I think who instigates this is a really important thing for Pyros, though. Like, he doesn't want to just stab a fool and then it's going to look like he's a murderer. He wants, I think, and tell me this is right, that like this person's sort of like cowardly shit talking, like muttering amongst friends needs to be like brought out at least a little bit so that it's like public within this space, right? That like everybody acknowledges that he was saying these things. Is that before you want to act, or are you just ready to like say no?
Yeah, I think something big has to signal that like we're switching to that, like has to create an opening for him. He's not going to. He has lived too long and is too old to just like fly off the handle, but he is stacking up his justifications for why he is going to do violence as soon as things start going wrong.
Awesome. So I want to give him that justification. I think I can. And it's Shadi, basically once we get close enough to them, she's like, she looks at Dracon and she says, they're mocking you. And they're mocking me. And she was really playful the whole time, and she gets really serious, and it's just like, are you going to stand for that in your own home?
Are you a man or are you a mouse?
I don't
like, I don't think she says that, but like
it's like
all the gross like playing into toxic masculinity vibes of it are there.
Yeah.
And I want him to. I'm not expecting him to like reach out with violence. I'm expecting him to like to call them out.
I mean, yeah. So like I don't think you need to roll here. He immediately like turns and like places you aside, and is like I'm going to put this down before I break something, and is like turns to the crowd because he's not sure who's doing it, and he's like, but like he kind of like gets the idea of gets the gist, and yeah, he like calls out like, which among you would question the judgment of my manhood? And like there's this quiet thing, and I also worked out that the actor that is playing Dr. Policy is actually Ron Perlman.
Yes.
Yeah, Ron Perlman.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. And like there's this thing of Victus like looks around and Victus like locks eyes on you, Shadi. And is like, giving you that look of like, you did this, you made this like this be like a problem, and I'm going to fucking like have a say about this, but like specifically isn't saying anything, and then this just thing happens. It's painfully slow, but like people just take steps back and away, and it's just Dr. Policy and Victus are just like slightly set apart from the crowd.
And right behind Dr. Policy is Pyros.
Yeah.
He suddenly is visible because everyone else has moved away.
Yeah. And I think there's this scene of like, Dracon is like turns to Dr. Policy and is like, you there, medicine man. There's more than enough of you in this room. What do you have to say for yourself? And like there's this moment of like Dr. Policy being like, what? And then like he's like, I'm not the one who has to defend myself. I'm not the one who has a foreign woman on his arm as well as on his. No, he says it. He'd be like, as well as on his dick, like just implying that you're already sleeping together, and like
in order to make him sound poncy, he says cock instead of dick. That's an important distinction.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, he's like
totally played with a very British accent.
Yeah. And yeah, he's like, you're of one. He says, Pulos is one of the great houses of the Republic. It has survived for a very long time. Like, and yeah, there's this thing of like, your house is, and like Dracon, like, I mean, Dracon's got to challenge him to a duel, right? Like that's what's got to happen.
I feel like it, but I also think there's an opportunity. I don't know if Pyros wants to, interject, but like I very much want Dracon as an ally. I also don't want Dracon to be the hero of this story. So maybe he's gonna feel emasculated by this, but Shadi is gonna step forward, and say and look at Victus and say like, because I think Victus is still just a tiny bit dancing around like the definition of foreigner, and Shadi steps forward to try and call him out and says, what is it exactly that you mean? That like, I have to pull a Harper here because I can't do this. In a way more eloquent than Sean can manifest in this moment right now, Shadi wants to just call him out on all like the disgusting racist shit that he is saying, and like just basically spell it out very plainly.
Yeah.
Everything he's been kind of dancing around with innuendo in an attempt to provoke him, in an attempt to possibly give Pyros justification for putting a sword in his chest. I don't know. Yeah. But that's what I'm hoping. I want to strike at him. I want to strike at his ego and
all you need
I know
to
what
do
happens.
is
I know what happens on a success.
do something.
I
know. Murder him.
I want to help Sean.
Okay.
How are you helping?
Because I think here's the thing. I don't actually. I've changed my mind earlier. Like I hadn't picked a moment yet. Like I don't think Carrick's has faded away into the background yet. I don't think there's been like a
the camera moved. It can come back.
But I don't think there's like a plausible moment in which everyone's attention is distracted enough. Carrick could have just been like, all right, now I'm out of the scene. So like, I think because like that, like we already have enough of your kind in here at the Doctor was like 100% like a backhanded swing.
Yeah, it was
right?
too many like
standing in the crowd
people.
also.
Yeah.
And so I think like Carrick's is going to like question the like medical side of what they're saying. Right? Like Carrick's is going to make some like we would consider them quite reasonable, but in context inflammatory statements about like reproductive health, like the universal right to reproductive health care.
Right.
Yeah.
And like kind of like slightly backhandedly slap a little at the entire like mission of the Mothers of Mercy.
Yeah.
Right.
And and particularly the idea that like it is appropriate to level that threat like at a fellow citizen who you're having a disagreement with. Like he's basically like, hey, the whole Mothers of Mercy thing, like this man is clearly showing it's corrupt and bullshit.
Yeah.
And so is going to try and like add provocation onto provocation.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think while you're
way.
like doing it from a legit medical background, Shadi is trying to just call out the ugliness and the hatred. Like,
Yeah, exactly, right.
Like call out just the disgustingness of it as such. This is what
I'm
do
in
want.
character as a citizen. There's only like so direct I can kind of be.
No, right. And I'm definitely not. I want to attack it directly.
All right.
Cool.
Declare your dice. Dr. Policy is a big fella. He's a 4.
He's a 4. I think. Well, I guess we're sort of collectively going after. Well, I think we're talking to Victus and Dr. Policy, but I guess it doesn't get any higher than 4. But
No, it doesn't. No.
I kind of want to see Victus make the move, but I'm happy to
Right. Yeah.
see how it goes.
Do we want to see like Victus disgrace Dr. Policy?
No, I want to see Victus slap Shadi.
That's what's going to
Yeah,
happen.
well, which
That is what I'm trying to provoke him to do. I'm trying to provoke Victus to violence against Shadi.
but Sean, like on a long timeline, right? Because that inevitably then turns into a fight, and like is what we want here for like is part of what you're angling here. That like when Victus does this, it reflects badly on the guy his boss who he showed up with.
Yeah,
And then a little bit of that like mud gets on Policy as well.
I'm
Or do
not
you really not
opposed
care?
to that. I want to give Pyros a reason to stab Victus.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine.
That's
I
what
also want this.
I'm just gonna
This is
insult.
what I want.
I'm just gonna insult his boss then. Cool.
That's I gotta say it.
Yep. No, it's legit.
I want to just call it out on the carpet so that it can be plain rather than innuendo. And with my 0 fire dice.
Okay, maybe I am gonna roll 2 fire dice in that case.
So this is 4, right?
Yep.
So Sean, I'm rolling 3 fire dice in total.
Okay. I'm happy with this. I'm going to bend to self. There is a sort of terrible stillness around Shadi when she says these things. That like her presence is in the same way that the dress kind of like had been floating around her previously. Like now it like clings to her, and like she seems taller than she normally would, and the light sort of coalesces around her.
It's that beat in the Fellowship of the Ring when Frodo offers the ring to Galadriel right before she like goes incandescent. It's just that like dangerous beat of stillness.
Yeah, absolutely.
In fact, I'm gonna bend one of my fire dice because I think the light that like all of the like light that Carrick's put into the dress like turns from like gentle, soft, like self starlight into like burning like an ember, and lends to Shadi like a warlike and terrible aspect.
And I think I want to use my armament because I'm going to bring it up directly about being conquered, my knowledge of being conquered, and how you brought me to your place in your wisdom, and now I'm going to just sort of call out the colonial mythos on its face. That's my hope. Okay. I'm gonna roll first. I'm bending to self. And you know what, I'm gonna throw some air in there as well. It's not very good a strike, but I'm not bending it, I'm just rolling it.
Slap him in the face with some air.
My goodness. Okay. Well, that was not great.
That's 2 on your side.
Because the fates are on your side.
That's 2, and then I'm going to roll my armament. There's 3.
There's 3.
That's not that bad, Sean.
No, but I lost everything.
That is true. That is true.
I have...
But it's not like we're running short on momentum.
So everyone knows I have 1 die left. I have 1 water die.
Oh, that's going to be fun,
great.
because what happens next, now that you've succeeded, is that you take damage when he slaps you,
Nice.
So you can either avoid that or take a dice of damage.
If I go to 0, I'm dead, or if I go to 0,
if you're
then
if you're at 0 and something would and you take damage, you're out of the game.
All right, I will take it. I get slapped.
Is it possible for me to intervene
and strike him first?
So like I will take the hit if needed.
Like you take the slap?
Yeah, like he goes to hit her,
and you catch his arm.
Pyros is there. Yeah, either I catch his arm or I get hit instead.
Yeah, you can roll. I think that's still a void to get in the way there.
Yeah, to avoid on her behalf.
Yeah.
What is protect? I'm sure you have like the list of verbs, and I think sure protect falls into one of those categories because that's.
I mean, it depends on how, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it could be earth. It could be building, right? Like, if you had been, like, you could be like striking at him to strike at his action, right? Like strike at him so that you strike before he does. You could be building building a defense, but it sounds like you're it sounds like an avoid to me.
Yeah.
Elemental alignment is right at the bottom of the
behalf.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay. So I'm not going to take the one.
So
my one
I'm
last
not going to get hit at all.
Mm-hmm.
I will roll.
I mean, assuming Andrew gets a success, right? Like.
Oh right. If you fail, then I will take the die. Mm-hmm. That's true.
Just so you're aware of this, Ash, in the elemental alignments chart, under Earth, it says avoiding.
Does it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because Earth is socially avoiding. That's interesting. I need to fix that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll 2 air dice and a self die. Actually, I'll roll all my air dice and a self die.
I mean,
we gotta do this.
I was to say, but what you really want to do? Well, cool.
I want you to not get hit, and then I will strike in a retaliatory manner at this person.
That's good.
And we're gonna deal with it that way. So here I go.
Jesus.
I succeed on every die.
Oh my goodness.
It's almost like Pyros cares a lot about this.
Mm-hmm.
So like, Ash, is it fair to say that he's just there suddenly?
Yeah. You suddenly appear in front of Shadi, like holding his arm.
Yeah, it's the classic like catch the arm.
Right. Mm-hmm. And Shadi is like already flinched in expectation of being hit. Like, so she's already done this, like with the assumption that he's gonna strike her, and then she looks completely startled and surprised because as much as she always knew Pyros was there, like she'd been staring dead-eye into Victus's eyes and like
everyone's been ignoring Pyros for so long, right? He just like is suddenly boom.
Yeah, so she has a look of shock and surprise when she is not struck.
And he just like narrows his eyes and says, "You really shouldn't have done that." And then like throws the guy's arm aside. And like I'm trying to decide if I stab this person with a sword or if I just like beat the shit out of him.
I mean,
what have a sword,
but like.
Yeah, I think this is just like throw him to the ground and like fall on top of him because I can't fight properly, like in like a tactical like moving around fight. It has to turn into ugly wrestling where I manage to get on top of him and then just like wet meat packing sounds as I repeatedly clock him in the head.
Yep. What?
So can I move to strike?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna help.
Yeah.
And what this looks like is, I think Carrick's, who is like as we said, right, like in the crowd. I'm just gonna like light something on what's his face, the doctor's like person on fire to keep him from getting involved. Like, I'm just going to give you a clear space to move in. I'm going to pull the Hermione Granger book from the first Harry Potter book.
Okay, yep.
Where she's just like, what's that? A teacher is doing a bad thing. I'll set them on fire so they can't concentrate on it anymore.
They can't concentrate, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, while you're doing like the Seth Bullock move to Alma Garrett's father, of like knocking him down and just like punching him in the face over and over again.
Yeah, and I'm just going to stop him from intervening, because I think, like, other than Dracon, he is the only other person here with the social standing to do so.
Yeah.
And I don't know about anyone else. I don't feel like Dracon is going to be overly motivated to stop this. So, yeah, I'm just going to, like, bend one fire dice to just, like...
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm rolling a fire die and 3 earth dice, 2 of which I am bending. And the earth bending here is like that one hand is just really, really heavy. And it's just Pyros lifting it and just like dropping it onto this guy's head.
Like it kind of becomes stone, like as...
Yeah, it misses his head at one point and it hits the ground and we hear like stone on stone.
There's like a little dent in the floor.
Like a crack. Yeah.
And then like scrabbling to get him and like pulling him back over so he's facing me. And
Yeah, every time he tries to get away, right, like the stone is like just a little bit, like some uneven little bit of cobble, like blocks him.
Yeah, like he just can't quite get a good like handle on things, and I'm able to just stay on top of him, kind of wriggling and
Yep. Oh my god. Wow.
Jesus Lord, Andrew.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Pyros is right long and then just unleashes.
Anger is a powerful tool.
Did you just roll 5 earth dice?
Oh, did I overroll?
You
rolled 6 successes is, I think, more dice than you rolled in total.
Right. I should have done 1 earth die and 2 bending. So just take away my 2 normal earth dice. I still lose 2, but I only get 4 successes.
Right.
Well, 5 including the fates.
Yeah, and the fate's going to be an extra one. So it's still a total of 5 successes.
Is there also Luke helping?
You can still... Yeah, Luke, do you want to roll your help?
Yeah, I mean, I still have to, right?
You have to, yeah.
Right, because you could lose.
It's not optional. Oh, okay. And what this is, just because I'm angry again, I just want us to get as many successes as we can. I think what this looks like is Carix has grabbed like some kind of medicinal thing. Like Carix has grabbed some like healing herbs and is just like rubbing them between their palms and like whispering indistinct words that we don't hear, and we see like smoke rising up, and then they just like gently toss a handful of them onto the hem of the doctor's jacket or whatever, and then it just starts to like smolder and smoke and catch fire.
So Andrew, I just want to know, do you want to kill Victus?
Do it.
So maybe I'm confused about who I was punching. Is
this like because Victus was the one
not the doctor? This was Dr. Policy, or
no? This was Victus, the justice.
Victus is the person who interviews.
That guy,
the Citizens Forum.
Oh yeah, well totally I want to kill him then.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. This guy is the bane of Shotty's life, right? Like he's the dude that is like cuts her down every time she goes.
Yeah, the doctor is the guy I'm distracting.
Right. Okay.
So there's lots of pillars in this.
Like all these important people are here.
I mean, it's a season
finale. I thought, why not?
Ash, do I still get to roll my scalpels and medicine as an armament?
Not for this, I don't think.
Okay. I described it and everything, but fine.
And so, it's like his hands on Pyrrhus's face as he's just, like beating the shit out of him, like pounding his head into the floor. And for whatever reason, like no one intervenes.
Well, So can I take my GM range back?
Fire.
Yeah. So
on fire is such a strong word, Sean.
Smoldering.
So Ash, what does the broader scene look like?
All right. So Rice, you are Jasmine is looking is like hanging out with you just outside the door to the to the ballroom, and where like there's a little bit of like shadow, people can't see as much, and she's like and she's being like and she's like, so how did you get past the walls to get inside if they were guarded with so many men?
Yes.
Good question.
Oh, I'm just making like, oh, so handsome, so strong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm just pantomiming. Don't mind me.
Yeah, she's like, she definitely like has like a hand on your shoulder or something, right? Like,
and it's like, well, you see, it doesn't really matter how many men there are when you're just going too fast for them to see.
She's like, and she's like, of course, I hadn't thought of that. I guess your as you would, I guess those skills you learned from moving through the city of the Memnites is, I guess they come in handy if you're trying to get past. Oh my gosh, what's going on in there? And you just hear this like screaming and this like wet thudding, and like she peers out and she's like, oh my god, I think someone's killing someone, and she like grabs a hold of you. She's like, are we safe?
I think I like put my hand on her and like kind of push her like just behind my shoulder, so not like push her back, but just like so I'm in front of her. I'm just like, well, if you just stay back, and like then I look over and I see it's Pyros.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh.
The person you are currently pretending to be is doing a murder with his fist.
Yep.
Yeah. What do?
Lovely.
Fist murder. Good stuff.
I mean, he seems to have things under control.
I mean, like, yeah, if you wait for just a minute, then like, there's like this horrified silence as like Pyros, I don't know, like slowly gets himself up off the floor, like covered in gore.
Yeah, the like awkward wood on the like chair scraping across the floor sound of him like leaning too hard on his crutch and it's skipping a bit as he gets up. Yeah.
And
is it okay with you if Shadi helps Pyros stand, or do you need to have this like sort of is this like got to be like a solo moment, right? I can't tell what's the right vibe.
Is she inclined to help him out?
He just protected her and killed the. I mean, Shadi does not advocate for people killing one another, but in the moment, in the heat of the moment, like you just did the thing I've hoped so many times somebody would do.
Yeah, when I want to break a boy's arm, that's a problem. But when someone beats a guy to death,
the trick is you don't ask first.
Suddenly, that's fine.
Yeah, and so Shadi is like helping Pyros get up. Then totally, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Again, I don't want to steal thunder, but if it's
it's like there is no thunder anymore. He's back to just being like a tired old.
Well, I more mean yours, like as you.
Oh no, yeah, but like he has trouble getting up. Like he needs help.
Yeah,
it's not. Yeah, and there's nothing glamorous about it. For sure.
The rage has left his body.
Yeah, exactly. The like thing that had filled him with fire it's out again, and he's.
And I think when Shadi helps you and she holds you grabs your one arm, the blood of Victus's, because you killed the man. I mean, your hand has got to just be covered in his blood. Like stains her dress. Mm-hmm. There's no way in which this does not like stain this beautiful dress that she has right now. Maybe it could be washed by some master waterbender later, but right now, his blood is on her.
Yeah, everyone is stunned and silent, and like I think you look towards Dracon, and he's clearly like he's breathing heavily through his nose, as if fuck that guy that just got killed. Like this is my house, and like. But he's also trying really hard to like control his own bloodlust. Like,
oh right, he
wants to be like, he
wants to kill a thing.
He knows that's the wrong idea.
Yeah,
I think the clever thing that Pyros will do in that case is salute him.
Yes, excellent.
Just do the like I assume we do like a Roman style, like
Yeah.
fist on chest type salute or whatever. So he does one of those while he's got his like stump over Shadi's shoulder to like help him stand up. He just like locks eyes with Dracos and just does that.
Dracon, but yeah.
Or Dracon, yeah.
So yeah, he gives you a nod and is like, you're an honorable man, and I'm glad you were here. Come, I have a friend I want you to meet, and like starts to like, and I think like he escorts you to where he last saw Rice, and I think that's the close. Like, come, I want to meet you to meet this cool military man.
I know another violence guy. Like, you guys could,
You guys could be violence friends and go on violence play dates.
Yeah.
let's all be bros together.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like a parent being like, like my child, this other child. Like, you guys should be friends.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Rise isn't a violence person, but then
But you'd be lying.
You'd be totally lying, yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it, because like we've firmly established that he's not taking bullshit. He's not taking racist bullshit, and he's on side with people who are not citizens doing violence. Right? Like a non-citizen just murdered a citizen, and he's like, "That's okay.
Yeah,
it's my party."
But it was honorable.
But it was honorable, right? It was within we had some cultural pretext for it.
Yeah.
If the citizen didn't want to die, he should have defended himself better.
In my opinion, this was a tremendous win. We removed 2 pillars and we gained an ally.
Let's hold off on announcing that. Like, there's a procedure to be followed. I wanna get the satisfaction of doing the procedure.
Fair.
The procedure would be for the next start, though, wouldn't it?
Can't we cross them off? Can't we make some kind of procedure out of
let's
that?
do that. Let's do that now. Like,
Make a procedure.
with some ceremony, though. Like,
Wait, let's make this.
and in fact, this is a playtesting feedback. I feel like there needs to be some kind of like end of session like ceremony to the like. Yeah, we fucked up it, like, because it feels good and it wants to feel good.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, let's go through and like answer the questions we would answer next time. If we want to. So at the start of next session, we will. Where am I? Did a player character's marginalization appear in play? Did that happen multiple times?
The whole time.
Yeah.
All of them.
Did you discover a new institution or a new way in which an institution oppresses non-citizens?
The Mothers of Mercy restricting reproduction, it wasn't new. It was cool to get it like articulated, but it was
on a different facet of
it. Was
it.
actually, but I don't think it was
actually. I think we did. I think it was cultural erasure. I think the pillar is Dragos.
Yes.
And Dragon, and the move is like be a gross fetishizing colonist.
Yeah,
Yep.
co-opt others' culture.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is 100%
right.
institution we
Just
discovered.
made our buddy into a pillar.
Yes.
He is one, Sean. I'm
totally
sorry.
Oh,
Like,
totally. He's horrible.
I didn't do this. Ash did this.
So good.
Yeah, no, that's actually perfect. The idea that there's a pillar who's aligned with us in some regard is actually really great, because it's like, well, you're part of the problem, but you're not quite as bad as those other shit heels, but you're also sort of worse in some ways.
Yeah.
Like, but you protect that. You like you stick up. Yeah,
just
that's
nice.
great.
He's definitely as bad as them.
Cool. Did we shake, destroy, or fundamentally change one or more institutions?
More.
So let me
But
have a
only
look.
shake.
So, where is it? Sometimes the players will destroy or change a pillar of the institution. When they do, mark that the institution in question is shaken. What institutions were shaken?
Cultural
we
erasure.
clearly destroyed Integra Virtus.
Yeah,
We did. Yep.
But he's not listed here.
yeah.
He's
under the
he's under
Senate.
the Senate.
Oh, sorry, under the Senate.
Yeah, so I think we shook both cultural erasure and the Senate.
Okay, I'm gonna go a step further. I think we shook the peacemakers, because disarm non-citizens sure as fuck took a blow.
Yes.
'Cause, like,
well, no, but
I feel like at the
no, but
very
you have to
least,
hit the-
implicit in that is the idea of like citizens shouldn't, like, not only like should non-citizens not have weapons, but they also should be able to do violence with them.
Yes, but you didn't hit a particular pillar, which would be the hero's field.
Yeah.
No, because the hero's field is the pillar for make veterans pay for support with shame.
Oh,
We
yeah,
never
disarm
identified a pillar for
non-citizens.
disarm non-citizens.
Yeah, we hadn't decided on a pillar, so I can't give you that one. But that's
fair.
yeah.
We should then, we should make sure we
We would move to figure that out
To do that.
Yeah.
for next time. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think don't think you've destroyed Dr. Policy, but gosh, you made some progress on it. So. And then finally, did any characters act because of their callings? Yeah, it seemed like you did, Luke. Yeah.
I healed a person who
Yeah.
I could have just permanently destroyed his hand.
Yes,
It's
you
a thing
could
I
have.
could have done. I thought about it, but I didn't.
Nicely done. Well done.
Because Cax is a good boy.
So my calling is that I will be commemorated as my dead brothers in arms are. My name will be carved alongside theirs. I think I kind of did work towards this.
I think
Yeah.
that's salute at the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Like that was just me being like, no, the army people are going to recognize that I am a like cool, honorable murder robot.
Badass.
Yeah, like
deserving of-
Dracon was 100% like, you're still a military man, and I still respect you for that. Like,
Yeah, like despite his injuries, Pyrrhus was
like he
seen
was
as
gonna
a
go and he was like,
person.
I'm gonna go introduce you to Rice, right? Like that's
Yeah.
actually like way more than you would normally get.
So yeah, I think I worked towards that.
Cool.
Do we have, I have to ask, because I love these kind of scenes, is the like, do we get in the Netflix or the HBO show, instead of the normal credit sequence, do we just get it plays over like a montage of us just like having our like downtime scene where we get all our dice back? Like, do we close on that moment, or do we just leave that completely off camera?
That's got to be in another scene. You've got to like mechanically, you've got to have that scene
Yeah,
to
no,
like
that's fair.
to heal them.
And it doesn't clearly follow from what we were just doing. So
Yeah,
That's true.
I don't think we immediately have a place to. My calling was I deserve to be seen, so I will gain citizenship in the Republic, and I made a very big point of being seen.
Yeah,
Like,
you did.
point of being seen is who I am, and like seen, like I used a lot of tricks to make me fit in at first, and then I explicitly didn't fit in, and then I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm going to do this thing that definitely doesn't fit in. So
you
Yeah.
performed your culture in a very
Yeah.
public-facing way. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that is us for the day then.
Yay! Awesome season, awesome finale.
Yeah, definitely.
Catch y'all on season 2.
Yeah,
Right.
everyone tweet at the network. I mean Ash. And get us a season 2.
I mean, like I'm down. I just needed like it's just scheduling that's hard.
Yeah.
Everyone tweet at the schedulers.
Please, everybody, give me like 2 more days in the week and on it.
Yeah,
Tweet
exactly.
at not at God. You go to at St. Anthony first. Get Sean 2 extra days a week.
At time.
Please, that time.
All right. So I guess we'll do some shout outs then. Do we want to start with Luke?
Are we gonna have non-capitalist shoutouts?
Yes,
today?
we're doing non-capitalist shout outs.
Fuck yeah. Okay, cool. So, I'm Luke. My pronouns are still they, them. Still a game designer. If you'd like to buy games what I have written in the past, which are pretty good, you can find them at gamesfromthewildwood.itch.io. If you would like to see games that I'm working on, you can find them on my Patreon, which I will now be able to update because work has stopped being crazy, at patreon.com/gamesfromthewildwood. There, you can see a preview of a spooky game about exorcisms, which is very exciting. Also, I have a podcast. Andrew and myself and some other cool nerds play Monster Hearts, and then after that, we will play other cool games that are queer and intimate. You can follow us on Twitter at feelingsfirst_. My non-capitalist plug of the day, because I've been sick recently, is to talk about how important it is to, like, be with people. Like, when we are sick, in a lot of ways, our instinct is to, like, hermit up and, like, withdraw. And, like, I've done a lot of that the last few days. And, like, getting to spend time with y'all has been, like, really nice and really, like, restorative. So thank you.
Cool. Awesome.
Thank you, too, Luke. It is mutual.
Andrew.
I'm Andrew. You can follow me on Twitter at Commuting Crow. Me and John Harper did a good little retrospective on Blades. So if you are a person who is interested in Blades in the Dark and in making games, you should definitely watch it. It's a 2-part video. It's like 2.5 hours long. I'm sorry, it's long, but there's lots to go over. It was very cool to check all that stuff out, and I'm pretty stoked about getting to do that with him. So
Yeah,
that's my
cool.
shameless plug for today.
Do you have a non-capitalist
Non-capitalist
plug?
plug.
Oh, shout out to Painkillers, making it so that I was not in pain after my wisdom teeth got removed, and for making me feel kind of floaty and like I was on a cloud. It's great.
Quality.
Thanks.
Nice. Anya.
I'm Anya, or Keeters. I use she, her, and they, them. I don't ever really have anything to plug, so that's nice. Non-capitalist plug would be make food. Just cook more food.
Sounds
Cooking
good.
food is good.
I cooked food last night.
Yeah.
I'm about to go cook some food.
Nice. I had some
And-
food that was cooked earlier today.
Wow.
Very
Legit.
quick.
Sean.
I'm Sean. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Sean Nittner. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/actualplay. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Pacific, we'll be doing our first game of speedruns of Swords Without Master with
Ooh.
Epi, which I'll be
Nice.
hosting. And then right after that, in the actual play's first double feature, we'll be playing Sync with Karen McGran, being our MC. So two awesome games back to back, or more or less back to back. I'm giving myself an hour to decompress in the middle.
Yeah.
My suggestion to everyone is get comfortable asserting healthy boundaries for yourself. When you feel like you might be overcommitting, or when you feel like you might be agreeing to do something you don't want to do, and you have that feeling of like, listen to that feeling and be kind to yourself by not agreeing to something just because of social pressure or your own weird hang-ups about wanting to always say yes. And it's a lesson I constantly am trying to learn.
I was about to say, this is a bit of a coaching
That's very
myself
personal.
thing
Yeah.
for sure.
It's a very personal lesson. This is advice I'm trying to take, and I think it's probably healthy for other people too. So that's my stuff.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I've been Ash. I've been your GM. You can find me at Acegiac, Acegiak, on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Tumblr, and Patreon if you want to check out my game design stuff in like preview mode. And machinespirit.itch.io if you want to check out any of the games that I've like released, including now a card-based tabletop role-playing game called Oracle, which Anya will attest to the quality of.
It's very good.
Yeah. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on Andrew's channel, I think. Andrew, am I going to be on your channel?
Yeah, we're playing Girl by Moonlight, Animes of Dreams. tomorrow.
It's gonna be good.
And then-
what time is that?
3 p.m. Pacific.
I think we're against Sync, I think is what's
No, I think Sync is going to end
We're
right.
just after Sync because Kira's
yeah.
in both of those shows.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
of course, right.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah. Kira's gonna come from running Cyberpunk to being a Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
And then
So just watch, dude, just straight through. We have content for you all day tomorrow.
yeah, and then
Yeah, we've got you covered.
straight after that, we have over on my channel here, we've got Splintering Wheel, which is our new open table Dungeon World campaign, and our players this week will be Luke, Andy, and Aaron from Andy from Actual Play, and Aaron from that D&D podcast, and probably my sister Cami, I think is probably the lineup. You can see the lineup and like things on the scheduling page for that. Also, I want to make sure that everyone knows the importance of craft. When you make things yourself, it's really cool and satisfying, and you end up with something that's like exactly what you wanted. I'm pitching this one because I made myself a cool new microphone stand, and I really like it, and I'm happy about it. So yeah, that's my pitch for today. Make stuff. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see you later. Bye bye.